joined early, like Charlotte and some of the others. Um, we see that there was a verse in the Bible that I was like, man, this don't make no sense. Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, they got me. And let me do this. Um, the verse in the Bible where it talks about, you know, it's hard for a rich man to go to the kingdom of heaven. It's like a camel going through the eye of a needle. And I was like, okay, well, of course a camel can't go through an eye of a needle. So we're thinking it's just metaphors. And in truth, it was not a metaphor. It was actually a cultural thing back in that day to where it was kind of like a car wash for camels, is what he was saying. And they would call it the eye of a needle. So they would bring the camels into this space that was hard for a camel to wiggle out of, kind of like when you see a horse being put on them trailers, and so you can transport them. You can pull the horse in one way, and they have to back themselves out, but they can't turn because it's too tight. So that's what he said they were called, the eye of a needle. So it was a reference to that, not a metaphor. And so this is just part of where I'm learning that it makes sense now when the Bible talks about, study to show yourself approved. In other words, what you think it may be completely wrong, but you thinking you're right because you think you got God on lock and you think you understand him, and then you just stop studying and trying to find out more about him. And you're making a mistake because now you're taking your Western cultural ideas and applying it to a kingdom or which there's not many kingdoms left in this world. Most of them are democratic where the people have a say so, which is what we take pride in. I have rights. I have a say so. I have this and that, but it's completely different in the kingdom. So we just think that we can just, tell God what we want. I know what you said we can and cannot do, but this is our culture. This is a different time, and you can't tell me this and that. But yet I want you to bless me. So every time I cry about something going on wrong in my life, I want your blessings, but I don't want to do what you say because I have a right to do what I want. This is my body. This is my life. And that's what we do. We shake our fingers in God's face when he says, hey, I need you to do things this way. But then when you are in trouble or a loved one is sick, can somebody pray for me? They do that stuff all the time. So just interesting. Um, so yeah, that's why that made sense. There was something else which I got to teach a Bible study class this weekend, and I found something else that was very interesting as well. But we'll say that for another time. All right, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. First of all, okay, hold on one second. I got to do this. Bing. Okay, did you not go through? Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. All right, you guys. So first of all, let's begin. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my quick announcements. Let me get through all the announcements. And while I'm looking at the announcements, look at my charts. This is a trade. And I think we took this one in class together. But we'll go over this. But look at how many pips, 371 pips, y'all. And so this is why I was telling you guys, for those who are starting out looking for some good pairs to do swing trading on, I would strongly recommend the JPY pairs, and we'll go through that shortly, okay? But I got several important announcements, and one is very exciting for you guys, so make sure to listen up. All right, so here we go. And good morning, my YouTube family. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so first of all, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not trying to give you financial advice. What we're doing here, yes, we're streaming. Yeah, we're streaming, so we're on there. So I'm not trying to give out financial advice. We are simply just going over the charts and trying to see what they're talking about. If you need financial advice, then please pay for it like I have to, unfortunately. I have a bookkeeping firm, and then the bookkeeping firm reports over to the IRS and to my tax accountant, and my tax accountant then reports over to the IRS, and those three keep in communication. So I don't get into that myself. So I'm not trying to give you financial advice. However, there's one bit of issue I do want to address that Charlotte brought up at the beginning of class. Thank you, Charlotte, for asking this question. So she was saying that KuCoin, which is where some of your brokers are now just strictly crypto, they don't accept credit cards and this and that. So to do transfers in and out of your trading account. So she said that KuCoin was one that once they use your IP address, which is like your address to your house, because that's how people can locate where you are, or based on your computer's address, your computer's IP address. So as soon as you boot up your your computer and log on to the internet, anybody who can actually find where your computer is, they check your IP address. And I'm not a computer tech, but y'all get the point. Point is they can locate you, okay, by your IP address. And based on your IP address, they'll block you saying, oh, we see that you're from the United States. Okay. So based on that, that is why a lot of people like myself will use what's called VPNs, virtual private networks, which means you have the ability to block that and relocate yourself anywhere around the world. Okay. So if you're having that situation where it's not working for you, then I would suggest thank you very much. I would suggest to use a VPN, and I like to use Zurich, Switzerland for when I'm in crypto mode. Okay. So when I'm trading crypto, I use my VPN and I set it for Zurich, Switzerland. And the reason I use Zurich, Switzerland, because it's pretty neutrally accepted. Okay. And so that's what I would recommend. And then they don't know where you're from. Now, if you're here in the US and you're not trading crypto, then guess what? All you have to do is just use like Coinbase or Bitstamp, or one of those, to where if you're just transferring crypto in and out as a crypto wallet or something, or there may be other options. Again, I'm not the expert in that arena. I'm just sharing with you that's one of the ways to work around that, how to hide your IP address for number one, for your protection, and number two, to make absolutely certain that if you're using one of these companies that needs your IP address, they're using your IP address, they know we see you're in the US, then that's the best way to do it. Now, one other thing that I heard, and this is just some more announcements, so make sure I got plenty, several announcements that's very, very important to you guys today. So make sure to listen to these, and then we get to the charts. So I did hear about it, and I'm going to look into it myself eventually, as soon as I slow down on these different projects I'm working on. But they have what's called a virtual ID, and you can get an identification, a virtual identification, and you can submit that, and that'll solve the problems, because they have what's called KYC. Some of these brokers, or you may use a different IP address or whatever, but if they eventually ask for you to identify yourself, you're still going to have to submit a driver's license or passport showing your true location or who you are. And they may say no. So a lot of people who I know in the crypto space, who I'm connected to, they're mentioning about what's called a virtual ID. And with a virtual ID, it's accepted at most of these brokers, and they can leave you alone at that point. Okay. All right. Enough on that, because again, that's not my expertise. Now, next announcement, make sure that when we get to the question and answer period, that your background noise is under control, because this is being recorded for playback, and people do want to hear your question and they do want to hear my answer. So make sure that your background noise is not in a noisy area. If you are, just, step out, ask your question, put yourself on mute, and then go back in, and we're good to go. But I'd love to answer your questions, what you're going to do today. Next. Also, guys, this class is going to stop in 50 minutes because I have something I have to do. If you guys are in the storm area, let me stop this camera. Let me see. It's following me. The AI camera is following me. If you're in the storm areas, which is another reason why we're not going to have a long class today, want to make sure that you have enough time. I know in some coastal areas where Helene, I think that's the name of this storm, is coming through, they're actually doing evacuations today. So if you're in those areas, we want to make sure that we're gonna have a long class to make sure you can do what you got to do. Okay. Make sure to understand that on next week, everyone should be here. We have a special guest that's going to be here. This person has I'm safely going to say 80% win rate, but technically it's like a 90 to 95% win rate. And I'm going to have that person on and interview that person, and so that you guys can also be able to understand it. And this person is a complete expert at flipping tiny accounts, from 20 bucks, 50 bucks, it doesn't matter. They're very good at what they do. So this person will be brought on next week. Okay. We was going to do it today, but again, due to the storm that's coming through, we're going to make sure to not do it today, just to make sure. I want to make sure everybody's safe today and that we can have a long enough class to kind of, dialogue about the whole situation. But yeah, so I got that plan for you guys. So make sure to be on time next week. Okay. All right. Everybody clear on that? We good? Type a 10 in the box if we're good. YouTube, type a 10 if you're good. Okay. Very excited about that. Okay. And there's going to be a blessing at the end for those who attend. Oh, that's a cool little rap song, huh? Blessing at the end for those who attend. All right. All right, you guys. So for those who have the ocean wave system, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm multitasking on something very important that I have to do. Stop. No, I don't need you. I don't need to hear from you. I'll leave it at there. Okay. I told you guys that those who want to trend trade or you don't have time to be on the charts, there's two options. Number one, the copycat is just going nuts. It's going nuts. As of this morning, and I did, let me see if I still have that screenshot. No, I don't. Dang it. Give me a second, y'all. I want to pause this video for a second. I'm gonna pull up yesterday what happened on my personal account with the thing there. Okay, let me copy this. Give me a second. This is crazy. All right, there we go. I got it. Now let me start sharing again. And then I hit that. Okay, and we'll screen share that. All right. Okay, so here's the results. My results from last night on the US 30. As far as the Forex side, we are 7-0 this week. 7-0. We're just on fire. I mean, it's just a very, very prosperous week. So I'm very happy about that. So we're 7-0 on the Forex side. And we are up 424 pips so far. And we still have like 3 trades running open, but the closed trades were 424 pips. And we are, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. We're 8-0 now, 8-0. And this is all the trades just from last night from the US 30 copier. So again, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades. So we're 13 trades. So 12-1, 12-1. Because this is just basically, to be honest, when I see this 32 based on my account size, this is actually just one of those break evens, but the broker spread. So realistically, it's not a loss. So depending on your account size, if you have a smaller account size, you'll see that there is the broker spread. Okay. All righty. All right. So anyway, we're on fire. That's one way to make income. But again, let's go to the charts and I'll show you another way. Another way of doing it is basically just going right here to the US 30. I'm sorry, to the USD JPY pairs. I told you guys, if it was me, I would start with these because look at this move to the downside. And you can see to the downside, it was a nice move, off the 30-minute time frame. Now you're going to have some like this one came in, it hit a chop, and then the transition over. But then look, even if you took a loss on this one, look at this massive winner. And all you can do is just take it from the 30-minute time frame. All right, there we go. All right. All right, let's do this. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. So what you want to do is just go and start from the 30-minute time frame. Give me a second, y'all. As I said, I have some person who, and this is why I was telling my son, he's a, into the business, but I told him, I was like, son, don't worry about dealing with people, bro. Just do what you do best and don't worry about it because I got a cyber stalker. That's what this is. I don't know who this person is. Never met him, never done business with him or whatever. All right, I think we're okay. Yeah, and every week they just come in and act silly. And meanwhile, they could be learning how to make money, but that's what they want to do with their life. So, okay, so be it. All right, so now back to this. Um, so right here is where I told you guys, look at this smooth move. You could have made, let's see, from here to where it crests at the bottom. That was 534 pips. But let's just say you carried it to here to the next arrow. That will be 329 pips. And as of now, you guys can see that this is running in profit 350 pips from just the arrow, from arrow to arrow, arrow to arrow, 30-minute time frame. Okay. Now let's go to a couple other pairs. Okay, and I'll take care of the rest of this later. All right, cool. All right, so here, let's go to AUDJPY, and you can see right here, major profits. Then it said go down a little bit further, it did. So basically, if we measure from corner to the next arrow, that was 200 and some pips, but to the back's bottom, it was around 380 pips or so. So what you always want to do though, and let's go back to this one, I was going to close it out, but notice the stop loss. All right, so here's the stop loss. It originally started down here, but with the wave, here's what you want to do. For every move that it's making in your favor, you can go and push it up underneath the following wave. Okay, boom, right there. Next, boom, next. Now you have break even, a little above break even. It keeps going up and you keep moving it. Okay, you just keep moving it up. So as it covers from here, as it goes up, you guys get the point. So just follow the wave. So as it retests, pulls back and goes back up, all right, you can move it again. And that's the purpose of the wave, so that you can know, okay, it acts as knowing where to move your stop loss. Okay, so all along the way, see here, it went up, pulled back, danced off this area, and then shot up. So what do? You can move it up because now that's an established area and it's done. Okay, then it pulls back, bounces off of that level, and now you can move it up again. Okay, and that's all you basically want to do. All right, that's all you got to do. Everybody with me? Type a 10 in the box if you're with me. Okay, that's all you got to do. Just keep moving it up, moving it up, moving it up. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me take care of something real quick. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, there we go. All right, taken care of. All right, you guys. So that's that. Now, let's see. You can check the rest of them. There you go. There you go. Here's one that I want to see. Yeah, this one is still on the drop. Let's check the USD pairs. Okay, this is a JPY. See, even the JPY is on here. Even on the weak dollar, look what happened. It's very consistent down, very consistent up. Okay, let's check this. Same thing. So basically, you guys, with this, the JPY pairs, you can pick any one of these, and they're all going to pretty much do the same thing. Okay, and let's just close this out. Okay, and this is a class account, so this is just to show you guys what, and I think we took this trade last week. So that means from week to week, there you go. So if you had did 300, and let's do some math. If you did 300 and let's say 50 pips and divided that by 7 days, how many pips on average? That's around 50 pips a day. Okay. Yep. 50 pips a day. Yeah, I know. And John, thank you for sharing that. John said, Satan mad that I'm trying to help change lives. This is why some of you guys, and let me just stop for a moment and be very clear about something. Um, a lot of you guys, you step in, you come with a plan. You say, "Hey, I want to do this, I want to do that to help the world and this and that." But what happens is you have what's called an adversary. Okay, an adversary. Give me one second. An adversary means even though you're trying to do good, people just like evil. They love being evil. And you're going to run into people who you've never met, never did anything to them, and they just hate you because you're trying to do something nice for the world. And this is part of business that a lot of people do not anticipate. For an example, a lot of preachers get mocked and talked about because they're like, "Oh yeah, you got all these bodyguards." But see, you see why they do it. You see why they're out there trying to do good, trying to help the community, and all these things, and didn't offend anybody personally. They just because they're a public figure or some whatever. The bigger your name gets, this comes with it, and you never planned for it, but it happens. So make sure that you know. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Just know that this is just part of it. It's going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. Oh dang, I said the wrong thing. Give me a second. Oh Lord, have mercy. Okay. Either way goes. All right. So that's that. All right. Finish with that project. Sorry about the distraction. So it comes with it, unfortunately, which is why, I tell people who come to me and they say, I want to do this, 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 and this. And they have good, pious ideas. They really do. They have really, really good ideas when they run business ideas past me. What do you think about this? That's all good, but you're missing a category. Well, what category am I missing? You're missing the category that as soon as you start becoming successful in your dreams, you're going to have what y'all call them haters, but you have some people that go as far as being stalkers. You have cyber stalkers, you got this, that, and the other, and some of them you're going to have to investigate and actually have the FBI get involved and have them in jail for the rest of their life and whatever. All this comes with it. This is part of when you're writing a business plan and you say, okay, I'm gonna write out my business plan and I'm gonna put on my dream board. Okay, I'm gonna put on my dream board on my way to success. Well, you better put on that dream board how you gonna handle these kind of people. Are you with me? They never do business with you. They will never buy anything from you. They will never get involved with your business. They will never support your business. They just hate you because you're actually going somewhere. If you understand what I just said, type a 50 in the box. I want to make sure you guys understand that. It comes with it, unfortunately. It comes with it. It's very unfortunate, but that's what it is. It is what it is. It's very unfortunate. Okay. So what you do is now I'm gonna tell you this, and then let's move on because I want to get to questions because I got to get out of here on time, and I want to make sure to get to you guys questions. Let me say this to you: the one thing you can't do is fold because they are there hating on you. Are you understanding what I'm saying? They'll come into your life to try to distract you. They're just distractors by your enemy, your spiritual enemy, and they're there to knock you off your game because you're doing something to change people's lives positively, and their goal is to stop you from what you're doing. And watch this plan. And I know we're not talking about Bible stuff, but I really want you guys to get this. Okay. You got to get this. When you attempt to try to do something positive, you wonder why haters come out. And some of them could be your own family members or whatever. Why does that happen to you when you're trying to just simply build a dream? I will tell you why. Because your spiritual enemy sees the plan as this. I already see before you do, while you're struggling to build your business and touch lives, I already see how many lives you're going to change. So I don't need to stop all of the mass of people whose lives you're going to change. I just need to stop you. Because if I can stop you, you'll never be able to get to them. Did y'all understand? I know this have nothing to do with Forex, but since we have this situation and it's rectified now, but I want you guys to understand what comes with why is it such a struggle to deal with your dream, especially when it comes to dealing with people? Why is it that the moment you start to stand out and say, I'm going to do something different with my life, why is it so much negativity come into your life instantaneously? If you've ever experienced that, type of 10 in the box. You're trying to do something different, and instantaneously, all this negativity from left, right, up, down, in front, and back start happening to you. And you don't even know why. And it discourages you and says, I need to quit. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna walk away. And if you do, then the enemy won. Because that was his whole goal in the first place. It was never about your business. It was never about you personally. It was about the people you have the ability to touch. So instead of me trying to target all those people, I just need to target you. Because if I can shut you up, you'll never talk to all those other people. And the message that God gave you and your gift and talent that God gave you, guess what happens to it? It all goes away. And that's how that works. If that makes sense to you, type of amen. And then let's get on to these charts. It's all about attacking you because of who you are and what you have to offer the world. It's your gift that causes the problem. It's your gift. Now it's okay for you to move your gift in a different direction. I've done many different things. Why? Because I can move my gift. I'm a talker by nature. I'm gonna talk. It may be in a different arena. It may be a different arena. Like, to be honest, to be 100% transparent with you guys, and I said this many times, I have zero desire for Forex. My journey was so tough until I really don't have a passion for it. I understand it and I know it. So this is where I come here once a week to teach you guys and try to guide you in the right direction. But I have no passion for this. It's just I understand it. But it could be that I'm temporarily assigned here because my job is to reach somebody in here and to guide you along the way. And when that is complete, then I'll be able to move on to the next step with the gift that I have, which is communicating ideas. So I'm here to help somebody, and I don't know who you are, but I'm assigned here to help you. But my passion is actually in relationships. Love relationship coaching. That's a passion of mine. That's where my passion is. But when you have a gift of communicating and educating and taking information and communicating it, then you can sometimes be assigned to do a job that even though you don't like it, you still have to do it because it's not about you. It's about who you're supposed to touch. And while you're going through that process, you come under attack, even though it wasn't nothing you did wrong. So never think also, and let me say this last thing, and then if you have a question about charts or trades, raise your hand. Oh, that's a good one, John. John said purpose prowlers. That's a good one. That's a good way of putting it. So here's the deal. Just know that sometimes you criticize yourself saying, well, what am I doing wrong? Sometimes it's nothing you're doing wrong. It's the fact that you're doing the right thing now. In other words, it's kind of like let me give you the help like this. And raise your hand if you got some chart questions, because this was not supposed to be in the script. We're only supposed to talk about charts, and that's what I want to talk about in the next few minutes, charts only. But let me just share this with you. That's like a person who used to be a Republican saying, you know what, I'm no longer a Republican, I'm going over to be a Democrat. Or a person who used to be a Democrat saying, you know what, I'm leaving the Democratic Party and I'm going over to the Republicans. You already know what's going to happen if they leave their party. We all know what's going to happen. They are going to be an outcast. They're going to get talked about so bad and right? So when you're on the side of darkness and you were drinking, smoking, tweaking, doing the wrong thing, everybody loved you. In fact, you were the life of the party. You were fun. But the moment you said, I don't want any more of this for my life and I want to clean my life up and this and that, then the creators come out and start complaining about you. Oh, you think you better than us. Oh, you this and that. See, immediately you're coming under attack. Why? Because you're in the right direction and you're no longer under the team of darkness. You're trying to move over to the team of light. And because you're leaving the party of darkness, darkness comes after you. So it's nothing that you're doing wrong. You just have to keep on going anyhow in the right direction. Type of 100, if that makes sense. Just a bit of encouragement for somebody who may have needed it. Okay. That's what happens. So yeah, you see me teaching you about charts, but I'm also sharing with you guys about what it's like to be a leader in something, even though you didn't really ask for all this. This is what it looks like. So your job is to just keep going until you're reassigned to the next thing. Okay. All right. Let's get to the charts now. Enough about that stuff. All right. Any questions on trades you took this week? Please raise your hand. I would love to go over the charts and see if you have any chart questions so we can kind of get back on focus now on what we're here to do. Any trade questions that you have? Anybody that took some trades? All right. Good. Reg, go first. Go ahead and unmute. Good morning, Reg.
Good morning, Uncle P. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother. What's happening? What's popping?
Might we take a look at NZD CAD
In,
on a sexy analyst, please, sir?
all right, NCAD, NZD CAD. Ooh, hold on one second. Ooh, hold on one second. Hold on. Let me see something. Yes, sir. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. One second. What's that? What? One second.
All right, cool.
Thank you, sir. 1 second. Come on. Yes. Yeah. Boom. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Yep. All right. Let me show you this. I was in this trade. Give me a second. Let me show you this. Boom. Look at that, Reg. You see that? This is the S&P 500.
That's nice.
I know it is. Yes.
Okay, nice. All greens, all greens, meaning you got to buy it.
Yep. And that's what I did this morning.
Well, that's cool.
All right, cool. All right. All right. Cool. Yeah, so just excited about that. Cool. Sorry about that. Had to check and see. Check and see. Check and see. Got to check to the money, brother. Still got to pay some bills. I'm helping y'all, but I got to pay these bills. All right. So you said NCAD.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. All right. What question you have on this?
Well, let's see. I took a quick sell on that NCAD and made about no. Well, I took some trades not on just NCAD but NU and EN, netted about $70 this morning.
Good, good, good.
But my question is, can we go to the 4-hour chart
Yes.
on this pair?
Mm-hmm.
Because like that. I see you got that what's it called? That support dot came out, that white support dot.
Yes, right here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would it be safe to get back in and take some, see if we can get a little bit on the upside or no?
Well, look at this. What pattern do you see?
I see a slant pattern.
What does that mean?
It's usually it's going back to, on the, come on, someone tell my tongue.
All
It
right.
goes in the direction of the original trend, which was in this case up.
Hold on. Which way is this going?
It's going down.
Oh, oh, oh. And for those who like to trade trend line breaks, slant patterns, you just draw a trend line. See, right under here. Boom, 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 boom. Is this candle closing above that trend line or below it?
Well, it looks like it's closing below it.
So what does that mean?
Might need to stay out of this one.
I think you should. Ask what I would do. Here's what I would be looking at and potentially doing. Here's what it potentially could be doing. Let's go ahead and match this up right quick. And it looks like it could be doing that. See, went up and now it's sliding on back down to retest possibly this level here.
Okay.
78.6 on the Fibonacci level. It could be coming back down. Either way it goes, you say you want to get back in on the trade, right?
Yeah.
Where's the arrow for it to tell you, hey, this is a confirmation to get in?
Oh, it's got to. Well, they don't have it there, but I mean, the other arrow is a sell arrow, but you don't have to go to a earlier time frame.
Oh, I ain't gonna let you slide, brother. I ain't letting you slide up out of this. Where's the arrow to tell you to go and sell it? You see one? So,
Yes, yes, I see when it's right.
yeah, I'm talking about to get back in on this trade. It's
Oh,
already and then already went down. You can clock some very nice pips doing the 30-minute strategy. Like I tell you guys, just hop in on the 30. Okay. Now confirm on the 4 hour. As you can see, here was the 4 hour. You could have did a 415er, which means here's the arrow for the sale, or you could have just said, I'm gonna check the 30-minute time frame because it feels more comfortable. Check the 4 hour just to confirm. Boom, boom. And either way it goes, regardless of which time frame you hopped in on this one, you were in nice profits. So you made about 37 pips on this one. But my
yep.
question is, if you're gonna rejoin this trade, where's your confirmation arrow to say, okay, let's get in on it? We don't have one.
Okay.
There's no arrow on this, not even on the retrace.
Gotta remember my own. Gotta remember my own notes. No arrow, no trade.
Got it. No arrow, no trade. See, stay out. There's no arrow in that box.
Okay. All
So,
right.
but Reg, here's a good, and I'm glad you brought this up. You always bring good questions. Here's a situation that we are consistently getting beat up on, you guys. Consistently, as a retail trading family. We are consistently getting beat up because when we actually win a trade, we don't stop trading. Am I right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
How many of you
Guilty
guys?
as charged.
Yeah, we don't quit. We don't walk away. And I will say this in the groups that I'm in, and I'm in many of them, which is why I had to pause right here. Was dealing with another. I'm in another group right here. And bottom line is that they will trade and then they stop. They will trade and then they stop. They'll take away maybe one or two trades, maybe three for the entire day, and then they stop and come back tomorrow. I'm in one group, they're very disciplined. They take one trade, win or loss, and then they stop and come back tomorrow. And that requires incredible discipline. Because if you were working, Reg, at a company on Wall Street, for an example, and look at this, see how it's still dropping? It's coming back down. Um, if you were working for a boss, then the boss would automatically provide consequences to your actions called a threat to fire you if you continue to trade after they told you not to, right? Would you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Here's the problem with being self-employed, which is why it's such a struggle for so many people who are trying to trade. Because the moment you enter into the world of trading, you are self-employed. There, you are the employee, but you're also your own boss. And because you don't like being, not you personally, but because you don't like being told what to do, people, you do what you want to do when you feel like doing it. Remember what I told y'all about this democratic mentality? You don't tell me what to do. I have rights. Well, in the Forex or trading world, you have the right to trade as much as you want until your account goes to zero. And because there's no boss telling us stop trading, cut you off, guess what happens? We keep on doing it. Keep on going. It's just like an alcoholic. There's nobody telling you or forcing you to put that cup down after your first drink. So because there's no boss telling you to put that drink down and you can't control yourself because you just like the taste of it and the way it makes you feel, guess what happens? You continue to drink until there's a consequence, which could be a loss of a relationship, car accident, whatever it is. Then all of a sudden you hear people saying, well, I'm going to stop drinking. Well, when do they say I'm going to stop drinking? Typically after there's a huge consequence, right? So the same thing happens in the trading world until we keep having blown accounts, blown accounts, blown accounts. The blown accounts are actually your educator telling you you need to discipline yourself. Take your win, take your loss, and walk away because you're doing too much. How many times have you had started off with a good trading day, won some trades, and before the 24 hours is over, you gave all the money back? That's because that's the way it is in the casino. It's gambling. Nobody tells you what to do.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my mindset is saying, hey, yo, you just won about a lot of pips, $70 worth of pips this morning. So my mindset is now saying that
Well,
trade is over. That trade is over. Let's move on.
let's stop for today. That's
Got it.
what really should be saying. Let's stop for today. And here's what I'm doing because I'm working on another project right now. And one of the biggest things is when is the best times to get in and when is the best times to where it's just not a good time to trade anymore. And by knowing that, it tells me when I get off work. So think about it like this, Reg. This trading world is crazy because at any other job, you look forward to, oh, I'm about to get off in about 15 minutes. When you off, oh, I get off in about 15 minutes. Okay, let's meet up after you get off work. Well, in the trading world, people are never off. They never off because they're trading 24 hours a day. So they're giving money, win a few, give the money back, win a few, give the money back, win a few, give the money back. And that's the problem. If you guys who are in the copycat group, you notice with the US 30, there's an evening time when we start using that trading system for the US 30, but during the US session, you don't receive a single US 30 trade. Why is that? Well, because we optimize to understand that this is the best time for it to work to get the best profits, and then this is the worst time. So for these emails coming in, well, it's you. I woke up this morning and I don't have no trades. You're not going to have trades. Why? Because it's not the best time to be trading that with the type of system we're using for the copier. So when I showed you 13 straight trades, only one small break even trade. So basically it was 12 and 0 last night. Well, heck, now you understand why. We optimize to know when to turn things off. Enough. Does that make sense, my brother?
Yes, that does make sense.
Yeah. And that's for all of us, including me. That's one of my hardest things, especially as a full-time person doing this. That is the hardest thing, dear brother. It is the hard. That's why I know I sound crazy when I tell people this, but unless you're just and I told you guys this, Reg, last week that I'm in so many different groups. It's ridiculous, but I'm really trying to expand my knowledge. Um, and here's what I'm learning. I told you guys last week, and I know this is not a good term, but the truth is these guys got psycho mentalities when it comes to trading. And I understand what makes them so good. They got murderous intent when it comes to these charts, murderous intent. They are so calculated. They are so cold. They know how to turn off their emotions and they're just strictly about this business. The moment they stop trading, then they go back and being their silly selves. But when it comes to this, they have murderous intent. I mean, that's the best way for me to describe it. Murderous intent. They are so focused and so disciplined. And that's why, and some of them, you guys are watching their videos on YouTube and you're like, how are they doing it? I'm coming back and telling, I'm not saying names because I don't have the permission to do that. But some of the people y'all have subscribed to, I know who they are. And basically, that's what they're doing. They just have murderous intent. They are very, very cold and calculated. They will stalk that trade for the longest. And the moment it sets up in the way they want, they stab it. They kill it. And then after that, they go on about their way. And they make a lot of money doing that. Why? Because they're only taking something like this. What if, for an example, Reg, what if this was your only trade for the week and you walked away in profit at the end of the week? Would you be happy?
Yes.
Let me ask you this, and this just me and you talking. And then I see Sherry, I got you next. But Reg, just you and me talking, just me and you chatting amongst each other.
All right,
Real,
let's go.
right? Let's do some real talk here. Real talk. How many people you know in the trading world will be happy taking this one trade, they walk away, and they actually will have a smile on their face saying, my God, for the first week, I actually walked away profitable. You think there's a lot of people who would just be able to do that and say, okay, that's enough for me? Or do you think it's one of those where they took this one, but they're going to take five more trades out? Oh, let me go find five more today. And at the end of every week, they end up miserable because they walk away with nothing. Which one you think more we have more of in our groups? People who take one win and say that's enough for me, maybe two win, maybe two or three trades max, I'm done. And then if they walk away profitable, they say, okay, the moment I get profit, I'm gonna walk away. How many think people you know really can do that, Rich? Did you say just a very few or barely any?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a few can
Yeah.
just trades. And like I've been in this group since what, 2021, and it's still, I'm still learning, and it's still a process.
Yes, because the process is not about actual trading sometimes. It's actually taking this long for us to change our bad habits. And this makes, let me, and I know I'm always bringing up Bible stuff, but it's hard to detach the two. And we wonder why. We wonder why it's so hard for people to change their behaviors, even in real life. Because once you have established a pattern of, they call it Yala Van Zant from Yala Fix My Life. She was my life coach at one point. And we to use a term called pathological liar. But if you take out the N word liar and just use the word pathological, you can apply it to anything. And in the Forex trading or in the trading world, period, regardless of what you're trading, we're pathological traders. In other words, we don't know, we're addicted and we don't know when to stop. So even when we or make a profit and we temporarily have a smile on our face and we can say, I feel proud of myself for winning the trade, we go back because our proclivity, our itch kicks in and we say, I need more. And you end up jumping into things that don't even fit the rules. And the money that you made from finding a good trade and following the rules, we give it all back on something that didn't follow the rules. And at the end of every week, we end the week miserable. We end the week miserable. And we go on the hunt for what's called the Holy Grail. When in truth, the Holy Grail was be disciplined, wait for the right setup, and when you take it and win, walk away and rejoice and say, thank you, Jesus. I'll come back next week.
Mm.
That is the Holy Grail. It's not a trading system, it's the discipline of the person, knowing that I'm going to take A, B, and C. I'm going to look for the perfect setup and I'll wait for it. Then if it wins, cool. If it don't, I'll make come back tomorrow. At the end of the week, two things will happen. Either I will be profitable or I have at least held my head up high knowing that I followed the rules. And if I follow the rules, eventually I'm always going to end up profitable because you're not going to win every trade, but you can win most of your trades because you're disciplined. This is what's missing for most of the retail traders I know. It's not a trading system, it's actually a mentality. And so they walk away depressed every weekend. When all it took was one win this way, or like I showed y'all, Ocean Wave, here it was. Any one of these, they all did the same thing. You could have just left it running. Left it. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Move your stop up. And this is just one trade. And like I said, when we measured this did 350 pips, times that by 7 days. 350 divided by 7 is 50
All
pips.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, any other question for me, sir? Didn't mean to hold you that long. I'm sorry.
It's all good. And I just wanted to share that, and that I made the $70 worth of pips this morning, and for you to get my discipline back into whack.
Yes. Yes. Walk, take that money and walk. Take
Okay.
that. In fact, here's what I would do. What I would do, I would withdraw a little something and treat yourself to lunch so that it feels real to you, that you know, oh my God, I didn't come out of my pocket. Forex paid for my lunch today.
Okay. Good idea. Appreciate you.
Welcome, brother. Thank you for your question. Sorry for holding you that long. Sherry, go ahead and unmute.
Okay, good morning. Can we look at Euro GBP?
EG, I call it E.
GBP.
Yeah, EG. That's what I call it.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay.
Euro,
Um,
Great British Pound, EG. I give them nicknames. Yes.
okay, so I'm looking just ocean wave, not sexy, nothing. I'm just
Okay.
plain.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I took this one, and then I started going into loss.
Okay.
And I didn't understand it because all the arrows to me, I did a sale. I'm pulling it up. Let me see. So I did a sale on it, Euro. Yeah, I did a sale on it. And I purchased it yesterday. I came out of it this morning because it was putting me in a loss, but I don't understand when I got all the arrows going down.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. First of all, let's look at this. What is this showing you?
Okay, let me get back to you. I'm looking at my chart.
Now what is it doing? Now what is it doing? Remember, it's not just the system, it's the time you get into these trades. When
Okay.
US session is open and we're in quote unquote the midweek reversal.
Okay.
No, I don't use it. Remember, I told you I only use it if typically if it's the JPY pairs or the CHF pairs, then yeah, I can leave it running. But anything else, and this is a great one for you to learn because I've been telling everybody this. When if it's any of the other pairs, I stop using it for midweek reversals because that's what it does. After it has ran, and let's take a look at why did it reverse. This thing has already ran 80 something pips in this direction. And you can see that it was curving back up. So at this point, guess what? This is where I'm done. When I start seeing it curving back up, I'm gonna start taking profits because especially coming into midweek reversal, if it's not a JPY or CHF pair, because they're going to come back up for a breather. This thing has ran for 80 something pips and now it just come back up for a breather. Now we do have a sell arrow, but this is coming in at the tail end of it. So this is why I use both systems so I can see what's going on and look what's happening now. Now it's starting to go back down. Now, why? Because it's at the end of the London is about to close, Frankfurt is about to close. So now it's trying to resume back into the trend. So now it's, which is why now you're seeing that sell arrow. That's why you're seeing it. See,
Oh,
you're jumping
you
in.
taught us that already. I forgot. Okay.
That's okay. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Okay.
But here's where you were right. And this is why, now let me be honest with you. Are you going to win every trade?
No.
No, of course not. So this will be one of those you say, okay, not a problem. I lost on that one, no big deal. And you move on, even though you haven't lost. But basically, you can see if you do, not a big deal. You'd lose that because look what happened before that. What if you were right on this one? See,
Mm-hmm.
8
Mm-hmm.
pips. Then it started curving back up. You know, even to this point, from this arrow to this one, you still at 50 pips. So you would have won the first one, and this one you wouldn't have. So either way it goes, hey, we just keep it going. We move on to the
Okay.
next. Does that make
Yes.
And primarily when I'm going to use this, I'm starting off on a Sunday evening because this is a trading system. And then midweek reversal comes in and it goes back the other way. So that's why I typically use this in the beginning of the week. And then on the second half of the week, I switch over to this one. That's why I do that.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Good question. Good question. All right, cool. All right. Any other questions for the I got no, actually I don't have time for another one. All right, guys, that's enough for today. I got to get out of here because I had that 1 hour time frame. I got 6 minutes left. Actually, I got time for one more question, real quick, real quick. If anybody else have a question, please raise your hand real quick on the trade. I actually enjoy talking about trades with you guys because I get a better understanding of what you're seeing and it helps me as well to educate better. So do you have a question? Anybody raise your hand if you do? Going once, going twice. Okay, guys, don't forget next week to be here. I got a special guest who's coming in. They have a tip I have to say for sake of purposes, announcement purposes, about an 80% win rate, but in truth, they have a 90 to 95% win rate and have been trading for a very long time. I'm gonna bring this guest in for you guys and you'll see exactly what they're doing. And they're very disciplined. So your homework assignment, guys, is this. I want you to take only 3 trades more for the rest of the week. Today is Wednesday, so you got 3 trades left for this week. Just take 3 trades only, which means they have to be the perfect setups. Okay, the perfect setups, and then let me know how it turns out for you. Okay, only 3 trades. That means 1 trade per day. You got Wednesday, you got Thursday, you got Friday. So that means you got 3 trades to go, 1 trade a day. Let's see how that turns out for you. Okay. All right, you guys. Peace and air grease. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Donna.